Alrighty, we're back with our daily live stream, weekdays, every day about this time, 3:15 or so Eastern. Doing these so you can get a better grip of the market, stay up to date. So join us now, later, whenever you can. You can watch these live events back as well. So we'll go through your requests, whatever you want. Looking at the grading scale off to the left here, right? Green, orange, and red. You want to be in the green ones. Obviously, those are the most strong coins. Red charts, not good charts. Structurally, fundamentally, not looking great per the chart. Fundamentals in real life and potentials, sure. But if it's not going to pay you, it's probably red, right? If it's not doing well, hasn't been doing well, it's red. Could do well, orange. Potentially to do bad and drop to the red, orange, right? And we try to keep these updated every live stream. I've changed some even today from orange to green, from red to orange, all that good stuff. So this changes dynamically on a daily basis. So where are your coins today? Tune in and find out. All right, so welcome in to 0 people that are here. So I'll just keep talking to myself and pretend this is real. And here we go. So we'll start off with Bitcoin until we can get an actual person in here. And then we can talk to real people, assuming they're not bots. Okay, so our move up, right? Nice recovery so far today. We're on the 4-hour chart. If we move down, ideally, we'd want to stay above this green line right here, right? You can see our range lows on the 4-hour. We'd like to pivot there, right? We have just under an hour. So maybe by the time we get off this stream, we'll see if we close up here. 69.2 would be ideal. Otherwise, we're looking to hold previous range highs from way back a couple Tuesdays ago, not too long ago, right? Previous resistance, switch to support, broken down big time, cut right back through it, right? No resistance, so hopefully we're trying to flip this back to support. So 68.8 to 68.5 on the 4-hour chart. And again, it's just the 4-hour. So not a huge deal if it doesn't, right? We can look at the bigger time scales, but the 21 EMA right there in the yellow, that yellow line, that would be kind of worse that you want to see for the bigger bulls to remain here. And, potential for some kind of a flag pattern to, hit and bounce. To the high side, right, we're looking to obviously just take out these highs. That would be step 1, 69.7 or high today. Then 2 right here, 70K, and then our bigger moves start to come likely once we get, knocking on the door of all-time highs again. I put out a Bitcoin video earlier today on YouTube. Go watch that if you care. Where we're looking at the macro kind of head and shoulders pattern on like the daily and 3-day charts. If that were to play out, the measured move takes us from all-time highs around 73K all the way up to 92K. FYI. So that would be interesting. And all we need to do that is really to close 2 consecutive daily candles or a weekly candle outside 73K, back to new all-time highs. Okay, before we take out the low, which I think the lows are in here, right? I don't think we're going back down that low. If we do go down again, no, not to panic. I think would reverse course somewhere around the low 60s, like the worst case scenario. So let's zoom out and look at that just a little bit more. So having said that, the lows here, 58K on the daily chart, I think those are still intact. Even if we go down, I think that's a pretty safe bet. The 200-day is also rising. If it took us another couple of weeks to get down here, you could see a case to be made that the 200-day would be above that line. So in the macro scale, right, zoomed out to even like the 3-day chart, here's our low here. And then if we come down here and we kind of fail, kick the ball down the road a little bit, maybe we just reverse course somewhere in here, and then it just, another higher low. Then we try again in, July or August, okay? So the flat top, make no mistake, once this breaks, like 92K, I'm not looking at anything else until 92K. Like the play out of this move here, however long it takes, this target from this measured move here takes us right to 92K. All right. Enough of me. Let's hear about you. Welcome in, everyone. Thanks for joining. We'll get right to the requests. API 3, first up. Green chart. Let's check it and make sure it's still green. A lot of coins green today. A couple of them, handful, are in double digits. Where's your coin? Is it up 1% or is it up 11%? Be nice. Majority of red charts we have are down or like up less than the majority of green charts. Strong charts tend to remain strong. But API 3, is it still green? Yeah, it's above the 21 week. Here's the 3-day chart. Excuse me. Let's go actually look at the weekly chart before we say that. A-okay. Nice test of the 100 week and the 50 week, the green and the blue right there. That's definitely the bottom, right? As far as, not that we can't go lower, but that's where you'd want to like really consider getting out if it goes under that. That would be real bad. Crossing the streams, okay? Okay, so not that we have to go down there, but that would be where this chart would flip, like basically from green to orange. Like the orange zone is underneath the 21 week, and red like become a pretty bad chart if we go back under like 220, 230 area. Okay, so to the high side, right, 440. Look at range highs there. Not really much to go off of back here. Kind of earlier chart didn't go through the whole cycle, so you lean a little bit more forgiveness in coins that hadn't experienced a full bull cycle yet. This one's doing well. You always want to look at the pump effects. Like, can it move? That's roughly 500%. That's usually kind of right in the average wheelhouse. Some are way above that. Some are way below that. So that's good. Everything looks good here, right? It's the kind of the normal student in class that's getting by with A's and B's, mostly A's, and pretty quiet. Doesn't do anything stupid. Doesn't do anything special. But chugging right along. Looking great. All right, API 3. All right, my focus from this chart is to hold the 21 week at 280 and to break 434, the high there. STX, next request. I think that's still a green chart. All right, flipping over. Looks pretty similar here. Got a little sketchy here the past couple of weeks, but now we've kind of rescued ourselves here. I think this was actually orange not that long ago. I think we just upgraded this because of said close here. Nice 25% candle. Tends to pick you up out of the abyss. And now we're showing some pretty good follow through. We've even wicked down a little bit to $2 again, and already way back up above all moving averages. August lows, 850%. So this is even better than the one we just looked at, right? And that's just the last move. So when it moves, it moves. Nice move here. 500% in that initial move. That was inside 90 days. Excellent there. Took a breather. First, early part of the bull run tends to move a little bit harsher in altcoins corrections, right? Which we see there. That went down 70%. Now we're down. We went down another 50%, so a little bit less. But nice moves. Now we're consolidating previous, 2021 highs. Good sign, just like kind of Bitcoin. And trying to prevent that EMA 8 cross to the 21. That usually is when trouble can start and lower prices are coming, right? When the red line crosses the yellow, look at that. So keep that in mind for the next bear market. If you see the 21 week yellow get crossed by the 8 and you think we might be going to a bear, that pretty much confirms that. You'd want to be getting out. And you got plenty. It's like you're not going to sell the top, but look how much you would have saved here. You would have probably sold somewhere in this candle. $1.50. Shit, the thing went to 17 cents, 20 cents. That's how much you can save yourself just waiting for that simple rule. All right, so looking good here. Again, like, why am I saying all that? Well, look at this is pretty big. So for this one, I would say the hopefully the bottom is in, otherwise you're going to get that crossed. So we better hope the Bitcoin, as your grandma would say, we better hope the Bitcoin, I was going to say the Bitcoin bottom, but it sounds funnier if you just say the Bitcoin. We better hope the Bitcoin low was in. All right, so looking good. A chart. There's still only 2 of you here. That's fine. We'll just keep doing all your requests. JTO. All right, another green chart. So we're 3 for 3 on the greens. Here's a double digit one up. This probably is on the verge of being downgraded to orange, though. Not much history and not much strength out of the past 4 weeks. We're still down 35% from the highs. That's not very long, right? Less than a month, you're down over 35%. If we close the orange line, next time we look at this, let's set a reminder here, and then also look at the 382 fib. So let's make that orange, not devil red. If we close under 308, which would also take out, well, 310 really, the 21-week EMA, that would turn this to an orange chart. Not necessarily red, right? We're still younger coin, pretty much uptrend more than not. There's your fib extensions. That looks pretty good. So 9, 16, 22, 52, 90. I mean, a lot would have to go well for it to meet those upper ones, but to each their own. There's, yeah, that's still pretty doable, huh? Let's see what we got here. So the 2618, that's still easily doable. We might even get to the 3618 up there. That's $50. Depending on when you bought this, that might be pretty exciting. But well, you don't want to put too much weight into looking at fibs on younger coins, right? Just areas of interest. Maybe hold your interest in that coin, but it's important to always watch the breakouts. Or is your coin keeping pace with the rest of the market? So far, the answer is yes for JTO. But let's say like the majority of coins were well up, and then this one starts to get stuck, and it's like Cube. Up 1%. You want to be aware of that, right? If you were outperforming and you're hanging on and you start to underperform, that's definitely a sign. Okay. We'll try to continue doing these live streams throughout the whole cycle. So maybe not every day, but maybe if we can get some more people in here, not 8. But I'm just doing this for y'all. I don't ask for anything else. So if we can grow it, great. I'll keep doing it. If not, then we'll just get back to doing videos and maybe do these once or twice a week. But for the foreseeable future, we'll keep going with these every day. So just keep tabs in your coins and get your requests in. Scale. All right. I think this is one I downgraded earlier today, and we'll see why here. So I think the first time we initially talked to it, it was kind of battling 21 week. Now we've closed 2 consecutive weeks under the yellow 21 EMA after holding it as support. 4 weeks, really, out of 6. We held it. We didn't even test it the other 2, so really 100% test and hold rate. And then we started to get the concerning signs here. Bounce back up, rejection off the 100 week. 100 week is still facing down slightly. Now prices under all moving averages and your previous breakout here, which flipped to support. This is a concerning sign. So this is orange and borderline red here. There's not a whole lot I have to go off of here for bullishness. The big run was 600%. That's pretty good. But I would say we give it like maybe a week or two. If it's not back above 7 cents at least, really 8, then maybe want to consider checking into a new hotel there. All right. All right, we have no more requests. We only have 8 people. This is probably the worst stream yet. I thought this would do pretty well since we were, kind of pretty much green across the board. But maybe everyone's busy today. I get it. Kind of a bad time in the USA for most people. Most people actually, have jobs and try to flourish the USA. We can try these at a different time. We could try maybe early morning over here or later in the day. We tried later. I don't think that did as well. So we pushed it up to this. But 10 people's not really working out. But RSS3, let's try this one. See if we can get a couple more people in here. Otherwise, probably just end it. All right. RSS3, orange chart. Let's see why. Trying to flip back green. Here's our levels, right? And this one really should be orange. Maybe it is orange. It is orange, and this is where we start to creep to the red. This is where we needed a hold. Trying to get back to the green. 34 cents. We're not bad here. Look at the bounce off of the EMA 34 at 27. Pretty great. That's a pretty nice move. 20%. Heck yeah. So move off the October lows to the highs, 800%. Great there. Range high resistance. Broken through that. Not even testing. Another good sign. So we're really close to being able to turn this green. Maybe next time we talk, maybe tomorrow, we can be above 35 cents and we can flip this back. We're looking pretty good. Even if we close this week even above 30, 31.3, like this should be green again. As long as you're back above the 21 week and you're making, pretty good moves. This looks like kind of flaggish formation, starting to get a little long here, but hopefully it can bounce quicker. Is the Fed still going? Yeah, it's like 2:30, right? Yeah, maybe that's the reason. Because all the people that watch the Fed definitely watch me. We're really only down about 10 people from about average, so not a big deal. All right, AVAX. Let's do that. AVAX, I feel like, is an orange. Like it to do well. Had a bunch of AVAX last cycle. I don't have any this cycle. Celsius has all my AVAX this cycle. All right, so looking at range lows, right? This is where we would gotta hold the line here. So if Bitcoin goes down more, a lot of these coins are gonna lose their long time support, and this is pretty long, going all this entire 2024 year and some of December of last. This is major. This is probably the biggest level maybe AVAX has ever seen, honestly. This has got to hold. If we close under 31, that would be, immediate red chart. Not only that, but yeah, look at the red line just crossed the yellow too. It's gotta go soon. So $37 to really give us some hopes, and really it's got to get back above like 40 to really get us out of the dirt here. That's still a little bit of work to do. 15%. I'd like to see a 20% out of AVAX soon. That'd be great. Or, right, not much. It's closer to being red than green. 6% away from being a red chart. So just FYI on that. And I don't think these moves were all that great either, right? Well, that's not too bad. 600%. That's pretty good. All right, I stand corrected. We're down 50%. That's less than most as well. Not too bad. I still have hopes for this one. Just it's like hanging on by a thread here. All right, GFI. That's a good thing about the people that are here. For requests, you can get 17 coins requested. GFI. All right. Goldfinch. Let's see where we're at. Similar vibes here. More bullish. Still green. As long as you're above the 21 week, you're probably green chart. 290, 292 is the level. So let's mark that. And that is going to be our orange if we break below that. But look at the tests back here, right? Nice hold of the EMA 14 just above the 21. Bounce off the 100 week and the 21 week at the same time equals trampoline effect. Ideally, we'd like to still remain above this 340 mark where our bear market highs were. So if we can bounce here in the next week or two and come back up, that'd be a good sign. If we close under here, which is not far away, and we start to get into the tar pits, and it's going to be hard to do these kind of moves. If alt season starts, this could be start to get stuck, but just potential's there, right? Close under 292 opens that door. Otherwise, we still remain bullish here. Definitely green. Big green. If we get back above 350, I would look for all-time highs. In the not so distant future, if we can do that. Well, that's a pretty damn big wick, huh? Wow, down 99% in the bear market. 93% still from the wick. All right. GMT, that one. Then we'll get to Synapse, which I think it's still orange. GMT, not looking great here, huh? I think this is a new one. We haven't done this one yet. Although up 6%, I mean, it's basically done nothing but go down. The few weeks after it was released here. Underneath all moving averages, let's see the Gaussian channel. Trying to hold the bottom of the Gaussian, but the Gaussian's been red for just 2 years. Year and a half at least since the start of the bull run. We haven't had any green, really. Whoops. There's the Bollinger Bands. That doesn't look great either. Do we have any volume going for it? Pretty low volume, well below average. You know, fingers crossed for you, but this doesn't, nothing's really bailing you out here. MFI, RSI is in the weak side, right? You don't want your RSI in the bear territory. This is really weak. You can think of this as, you know, strength or muscles in your charts. You want your coins strong. Bitcoin's at like 70 something. Keep that in perspective, right? Yeah, if your coin's under 50, it's probably a red chart. I would bet. Majority of green charts, or if any are in green charts, I doubt they're in under 50 RSI for the weekly. This one, good chance of retesting the swing lows here. And that's, I mean, it's already a red chart. There's nothing really I can go off of here, right? It's like rejection off of, hasn't been able to close 2 weekly candles above the 50 week. You're still way the hell under the 100 week. You have 150% move just to get above all moving averages. Not great. So we're going to put red on this one. Let's see. Let's go to Synapse. Good one. It was actually up 56% at one point this morning. It made a massive move. Go to the 4-hour chart just to show you how crazy this move got. This is like the number one performer this morning since the close yesterday. Look at this. So just today, in less than like 22 hours, up 56%. Now, obviously down a little bit since then, but underside retest of the 200 EMA on the 4-hour. So we're looking to really hold probably, ideally, the EMA 8 down here, the 50. I mean, any one of these. Sometime between here and 63 cents. Potential another 5% down. You want to hold that. Let's look at the daily chart. Still haven't been able to get, and this is why it's still orange and I didn't upgrade it to green. It's still under the 200-day EMA, which is 85 cents. This is where we can turn back green again. I believe on the weekly even. Look back over here, these range highs. It's kind of right at that level. The range highs right here. Synapse is really, you know, obviously that caught me off guard looking at the chart this morning. Seeing something up 55%. That was pretty spectacular. But see, on the 3-day, we're still have been rejecting for weeks now at the 100 week, holding that as resistance. We tapped like perfectly off the 21 EMA on the yellow. Rejection again. Go out to the weekly. 21 week underside retest. Rejection again. You can also see this 382 fib level at, what, 78, 79 cents? That's kind of where it's been rejecting as well. Look at the range high resistance here. Look how well defined that is. So must close above 80 cents for Synapse to have a shot at going back green. Till then, I mean, that's some serious volatility. 53 cents to 85 cents in like 24 hours is pretty remarkable. We'll see if we can hold this low. Let's see how the bands look. Wide open. Gaussian channel. Flirting with trouble here. Right? We don't want it. We want to get back out of here. Let's close back above 80 cents so we don't have to worry about trouble in paradise for Synapse here. Nice move, but simmered down a little bit. But majority of the market has, I guess, right? I think Injective was once up over 20% this morning. Render was like 16, 17%. Simmering down a little bit. Has to be expected with key news events. Bitcoin's still up. We'll see. Toncoin looks great. Toncoin's one of the top, I would say top 10. I think I'm going to make a new list just maybe for the next stream or maybe next week. I'm going to have another list where it's like the top 10 charts, the best charts, top 10. And that list can change too. Maybe we'll do that. I don't know. What's your grandma's favorite color? Purple? We'll do that. We'll do purple list, and that'll be like the top 10 strongest charts. Probably most of those will stay the same, but maybe those can switch. So right now, as of today, I've updated all these lists. We now have 39 in the red, 65 in green, which I think we lost a couple, and 67 now in orange. All right. So I'll try to do that for next stream. I got to go through all the green charts again and kind of sharpen it up. See the top 10. I think that'll be cool to see. Reading through the chat. Oh, I got a new shirt in. I don't think I showed y'all yet. I got the render shirt. Render for this bull run. Hopefully you saw it. It kind of looked like it came through. Got a render picture down there. Well, most coins were drastically. Well, the question was what caused the big move on Bitcoin today. Most coins were a couple of things, in my opinion. One, a lot of coins were drastically on the short time frame, like daily and 4-hour chart, were really oversold, and coupled that with weaker than CPI. Excuse me. Let's see if I can find it here. Weaker than expected CPI here, which I put out on Twitter and our Telegram group. That watch out. There's going to be some volatility tomorrow. Look at all these like core CPI, and year over year, month over month, and year. You're all red, right? Weaker. So that causes risk on assets to move higher. Crude oil inventory is up way off as well. Wow, not as big of an event there, but to expect a negative 1 million and then have a positive surplus of oil of 3.7 is pretty wild. And right now, as we speak, like the FOMC, I think is still going. So we'll blame my poor live stream results on that. Has nothing to do with me, I'm sure. And so that's kind of where we're at. So couple all those things together, and I think that's why we're getting some volatility today, and more green than red, right? Although now I don't know what Pal's saying. Obviously, I'm not listening. I'm talking to nobody on the interwebs. But bunch of bots. But I assume that it's probably going to be about as expected. So I would kind of when the day is all said and done, I would say maybe we'll be up a little bit. But looking good. So maybe we'll see it rise. Over this week, we'll see how we go. We could go back down to like mid to low 60s for Bitcoin. It wouldn't shock me. Let's just go take a look at that real quick. Then we'll get back to the requests. So weekly chart is still good. I mean, look at that. Look at this chart for the weekly for Bitcoin. As long as we don't close under the EMA 8, like you got to remain bullish. Even if we do, we can go test the 21-week EMA again and still be overly bullish. It would be a higher low. It'd be just another test of swing lows, and it would really scare the shit out of everybody. But don't panic if we go down here again. Like, this is probably going to be your last time to be buying altcoins if we're to have another low test. I think the low is in. I don't think we'll even wick lower than that. If we do come back down, and these are all big ifs. Like, we could just as easily be at 75 before 65, okay? So just throwing that out. If we go down, it's not for panicking. It's for buying. All right, dollar cost averaging on red days is the way to do it. The longer you're in these markets, the more that makes sense to you. All right, good question, though. Toncoin, go to look at the chart, even though it's a great chart. I think this is definitely in the top 10, I believe. I believe it is. I mean, look at it. It's at all-time highs, right? Am I not right? I'm right. All-time highs. Absolutely one of this. This is top 5, honestly. Top 5 strongest charts in all of crypto. Can you say that again? This is it. This is in the top 5. Maybe I'll just keep the list to top 5. Maybe that'll be stronger. Then maybe we can get some moving in and out a little bit better. This is 100% the top 5 strongest charts in all of crypto. Toncoin, right here. I mean, show me one that's better. There's not many. There's a couple that are similar, but this is it. Let's see how much it moves in October. So let's go our October lows. Gotta. Where am I going here? Get your dates right. Okay, so October lows. We could even go off of December lows, which is, these are nice moves. And look at the market cap of Toncoin too. It's still pretty high. To be able to do this with a high market cap is very impressive. But look where we kind of topped out at. If you look left, look at the 1618, right around the $8 mark. So fib levels are areas of interest. They shouldn't be taken as, stone end all be all. Just general areas of interest as you start to approach, wake up, right? So once we clear $8 mark, I think we can make another, big move. And one of the top 5 strongest charts in crypto, like big moves. So the 2618 is all the way up to $36. That's a 5x away. 400%. Pretty impressive. Divergences, you want to always use candle bodies. Never wicks. Closes are the most important, and that's what divergences are built on. Like the definition. For sure. Don't let everybody tell you different. PHB, good request there. I haven't had that request in a while. I have a little bit of that one. I think it was right there. Phoenix, another good chart. 0.5 fib level from this. We're retesting that back-to-back weeks. I know you can't really see it all. Just drag this out. Maybe that'll help a little bit. There's your fib levels on the retrace. An A chart. We probably haven't looked at this in a couple of weeks. I think we started off the streams weeks ago like that. So we got intermediate 1618 at $9. If we can bounce up there, we got to clear 4 first, right? That's a pivotal level. 1618 from our range, macro scale, and then our intermediate scale. Look at where we topped out at. We topped out at the 1618. Now move back down, trying to hold the 0.5. That's good, right? Now if we move up, we're looking to just break all-time highs, and then $9. 9, then we got 16, 33. I can flip-flop back and forth here. All right, these are going to be areas of interest for Phoenix. Good request. I haven't seen anybody request this one in a little bit. I like this one, the newer coin. You got to have some newer coins this cycle, in my opinion. Something that hasn't been through a full cycle is a great opportunity. There's going to be some that do nothing. There's going to be some that probably still 30, 50x from here. Which ones? That's the secret. Which one is it going to be? There's still a coin or several coins out there that will probably knock on the door of 100x from here. It might be only a handful, or maybe 1 or 2 even, but there'll be several 30 to 50x's from this point to the end of the cycle. Who knows what that is, right? And you might pick 10 coins, and they might all average 5x. Okay, that's the danger of playing these new coins. Some of them might do nothing. I'd rather be in the strong charts that are almost guaranteed to do like something like a 10x than gamble on 30 coins that might do a 50x, if that makes sense. So that's kind of my play. Metis. Go look at Metis. Now the people are rolling in. Welcome in, people. Or bots. Nobody's wasting bots on me. All right, let's go look at Metis. It's an orange chart. And why wouldn't this be red? Some of you are looking at us like, why the hell does this look good? Well, it's because it's a very young coin, right? We don't have a lot of history, so I wouldn't immediately categorize, even though it's like straight ass downtrend. I'm not categorizing any newer, really new coin, like something in 2024, as anything but orange or green, right? It could be green if it was if it looked like this, like how could it be green? That would be green, right? That's the inverse of this chart, but not red because it can still do kind of anything. So it is a little concerning, right? You're probably going to test these range lows again, if I had to guess, right? I mean, it's not that far stretch of the imagination here. Like you got another $5 here, but you got from current prices really to turn this chart potentially green. You got 33% move, which sounds like maybe a lot, but I mean, Synapse did that in a handful of hours, so maybe we can do it. So just keep your eye on this. This is just the 3-day chart too. So maybe we put in a higher low here, but it put in a low here and then a lower low. So we at least got to try to reverse that trend and put in some kind of maybe a subtle kind of round formation here. That's what I'd be looking for. Then when we start to climb up again, like this range lows, that's going to be a test, $75. That's where we would turn green again. So let's put that green. That would take out all the moving averages. That would get you back to range highs. That would take out these range lows. So I'd be cautious on this until $75. Or exiting this position at, close under $54. All right. I think I've probably skipped over some of your comments. Just type it again. Trying to keep up with the chat here. DKB. There it is. Start with the weekly. Again, in danger. It is a green chart, but it is in danger of flipping orange here. Look how many weeks it's held this 21 week. This is big support. And all the way back to March. So this is major. This is probably the biggest pivot level in crypto that we've looked at so far. Right? This is one of the only coins we've looked at that's on like a major pivot point. 618 is right here at 1.3 cents. We're at 1.4 cents. I just call them, I usually just say like the Satoshis of it. So it's like 14,000, right? If that makes sense, rather than saying 0.01, right? That doesn't do anybody any good. Okay, so neither here nor there. We're just testing range lows again, but this would be a big warning if we close under that 15,196 level. Okay, the yellow. That's the only thing you're looking for. Fingers crossed that we close above that this week. We still have better half of the week. So no panic. We don't want to see anything close lower than our bear market highs here, 618. So maybe if you're really convicted on this, I'm good with it until we close under the 618. If we do that, then because we always have a chance of like, even if we close down this week here, like maybe we just super bounce next week and come back up, right? We can do that. So maybe give it a couple weeks, 10 more days or so, and we can kind of call it then. So far so good, right? Nice move. We'd like to see this remain green. But this flips to orange if we close under there. To be caution. So damn thirsty on these live streams. Giant bottle of water just for a 1 hour live stream. I don't drink that much water when I'm out running miles, and I'm in Florida. All right, IMX. I think, was that the one I skipped over? I knew I skipped over one, but I couldn't find it. IMX. I don't see it, so let's just type it in here. I think it's on here. IMX is orange chart. We're a verge of hitting red. Right, here's the range lows. Look at similar vibes as what we just looked at, right? CKB, this looks like it's another one that's right on its pivot point of flipping more bearish. So it's got to hold the 50. It's already orange because we're, now working on a third consecutive close under the 21 week. Well, really, we only had one that closed above it out of all of these, previous 2 months of candles. Range lows here at $1.90. So if we close, where's the low close? Right here. 190. 190 to 178 for the fib level. If we close under that, that'd be real bad. This would flip to red. but you don't want to be any red. We're already orange. This is why this is why I make these codes. Like, caution. It's like it could still go worse. Right? That's why we flip from green to orange and red and back to it's keeping you alert. So if you have a green coin and it flips to orange, it's time to pay attention. Like, because this is a perfect example of this. Like, you close right here, you were like potentially green here. Now next week we're back to orange. And like, oh shit, now we're on borderline red. Okay, so we're down now from just a couple of weeks ago. Almost, what, 30%? Time to pay attention. This is not a good formation. And this looks like head and shoulders potential to me here. And this would actually confirm if we break the neckline, which is, you guessed it, right here. The target for this, let's just take a look-see here. Let's actually do it. See if this works. Didn't work. If I hit the right keyboard, there we go. So the target on this, if you don't know how to measure head and shoulders projections, right, it's just wherever the closing price is, right, the top there to the neckline, and then you can just hit control and copy that. Then you go down. So the projection, I like to normally see these at support levels, which is kind of right in this range, right? It'd take us to right in the $1.15 to $1.05 area if this breaks. We're right there. Hopefully it bounces. I mean, it's held the line, right? It's been here many times, so it's not like overly concerning just yet, but definitely a pivot level here. All right. Next, trick shots requests. One of my favorite coins of this cycle. Trick shot. Let's get a trick coin. Render. All right, render. Back down a little bit. It looks like the whole market's kind of selling off a bit now. Bitcoin's down to 67. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? It was at 70K a couple hours ago, but why not just give all that back? Sure. Render. Okay, so where we got to hold the line? The 21 week, obviously look at the tests. 1, 2, 3 out of 4 weeks held. Last week held. This week so far held. But we got to see this hold again. Putting in a higher low would be great. Our low close is $8, just under 8. So if we can close anywhere above 8.50, that would be ideal. And maybe we can get a bounce again. Something like this would be great. And not only that, but to take out this high would be my next target. But definitely a green chart here. It'd be like super green if we could break that, because then we could, we're looking at all-time highs again. But zoomed out, like if you're wondering why render is such a great chart, well, it's already exceeded its all-time highs from last cycle. Not like there's not many coins that are doing that. And not only that, but look how strong these moves are. When render goes, there's a 700% move in 130 days. And then, from the August lows, there's an 11x right there. And from the bear market lows, there's just a subtle, like almost a 40x there. Pretty great. All right, that's a strong trend. You want to be in strong trends. That's a good one. So A chart still until 850. Then we would color code this orange if we were to break down in here. But we're still a long way, right? I mean, all-time highs are at 7 from previous cycle. So as long as you're above previous cycles, all-time highs, I don't know how you can really be that bad. But 21 week is where the bears kind of start to gain some momentum, where we could maybe stay range bound. But as long as we're above 850, good to go. Let's just watch what Bitcoin does. Bitcoin dominance is still relatively high, 55.5%. That's got to go back under 50 if we want a good alt season. Just looking for a sign out of Bitcoin dominance to give us something, and we just don't have it yet. So far, that's still the high at 57%. We're looking at Bitcoin dominance now on the weekly, but there's nothing that shows like potential top here. I mean, the moving averages are all moving up. The 200 week is now starting to move up. There's no kind of bearish candles. I mean, that was our really big sign that we were hoping for back in December, but maybe a little too early in the cycle. This one you can hope because it's kind of this high wave, high sell-off there, but nothing overly concerning. So the next target for Bitcoin dominance, if it goes up to 58%, like altcoins are still going to get hurt, even bigger than we've seen likely. So just a side note on that. Render and Blender. At least you didn't ask for them side by side. Is that a real coin? I kind of second guessed myself there. All right, let's look at is that a real coin? Did you just make a word up? No, it's real. All right, probably doesn't have much history, I would guess. Yeah, so the weekly can't. I mean, what are we gonna do here? Can't nothing to do here. What are you gonna analyze that? How are you gonna analyze that? Your cat can tell you which direction that's going. I got nothing. I'm just deleting it. We have no history. You're either holding it with some conviction or like you're just whatever. Hold it till the top, and if you lose it, great. If you're not, awesome. I mean, we got to have some history. So if you request, I'll do anything you request. But I mean, I got to be able to look at something. That's like a blip in the radar. Gala. All right. Again, if you don't have much history, like don't be too down on it, right? You're just but you also don't put any weight in it. If you don't have any history and you can't chart it, and you're just blind holding until the end of the cycle, and be prepared if it goes to zero or if it makes you a millionaire. Fine, great. But don't try to like do some swing trades on a coin that's been around for a day and a half, right? All right, hopefully that makes sense. Okay, Gala coin on the daily chart, and a little bit of a slip down here under the 200-day. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly chart's where it's at, right? You can really tell the health of something quickly on the zoomed out version. We had a chance. We were a green chart here. We started slipping. We closed under the 21. That's when we flipped to orange. And we've really had no luck getting back up against it since then. So here's the zoomed in. You close under the 21 week, and this is why we rate coins orange immediately, because once you do that, that's a huge warning that something's not quite as bullish as it used to be. And we tried to close back above it. Nope. Tried to close back above it. Maybe. You were like a penny above it. Not even. And just slip back down again. And now we're looking at crossing the EMA 8 under the 21. We could avoid it, but it's got to rally here pretty soon. The 236 is right here at range lows. Okay, there's the 236. But that's where also we'd probably turn this back to red, because it's already under all moving averages. It really should be red now, but we'll give it the benefit of the doubt because this is previous range highs. So far, slipped to support. Hopefully to support again. 3.5 cent level. I mean, you can look all the way back over here, right? Look at that. Support, resistance, resistance, support, support, hopefully. And then we can go back up again. Turn green again. We're looking at closing back above these highs, 5 cents. Ideally, you'd want to get back above this resistance zone. 2020-21 lows equals 2022 highs, 2023 highs, 2024 highs. To even consider changing this to green, it's got to be there. If I can get a color, that would be great. There we go. All right. WNXM. Please, sir. Yes, sir. Since you asked so nicely. All right. On Binance, we'll go with that. Hey, nice looking chart. I didn't have my hopes up. I haven't heard of this one, but I can't keep track of them all. There's only a few thousand now. 10,000. I think it's over 10,000 now. Really? Okay, look at that volatility. Nice. First of all, strong uptrend, right? I like that. All of your moving averages are moving up. Your price actions above all moving averages. When you test the 21 week, you're successfully holding. All good signs, right? Strong and healthy, as a young boy should be. So ideally, to remain in this strong ass uptrend, close above the EMA 8 at $74. We're right there. Not a big deal if it doesn't. We can come all the way back down to here. We just don't want to be closing under 67. That's where we turn orange, caution, and red would be like pretty low. I don't even know if we get down there. I guess we could probably start to talk about the red category if we flip this range high wick, range low wick to red. I'd be much more deadly there, right? I doubt we're going down that far. 23% with a strong trend, right? I wouldn't get too worried about that, but just, you know, for shits and giggles, look at that strong uptrend. 900%, almost 11x so far from the 2023 start. That's great. Nice moves. Good looking chart. A chart. Absolutely. New coin. Thank you for the request. You can add it to the green coin list. You're welcome. Thaddeus. Try to do my best. So I try to be as unbiased as possible. So if you like what I say, great. If you don't like what I say, great. The great Keanu Reeves quote, my favorite quote of his. He's like, I'm at this stage in life where I just agree with everything. If you say 1 + 1 = 5, yes, you're right. Have a great day. Oh, that's awesome. He actually said that to the media. I thought that was amazing. So that's my motto too. If you like it, great. If you don't, great. I just tell you how I see it. Right? Near. All right, one of the only, also, side note on Keanu Reeves, one of the only people in human history that I can think of that I've not heard anybody ever say they don't like. Maybe you don't love him, right? Maybe you don't like him, but you don't hate him. I don't know, but nobody that hates him. Because why would you? If you know anything about him or his life story, like, it's tough to hate somebody like that. Cool guy. Best guy in Hollywood, in my opinion. All right. Near. Currently still up 550%. 800% move rally. Holding the 21 week. Each time it tests it. Really good. Approaching pivot levels here. Right? Where we could potentially, if we close under 6, we could start to have a little bit more worries. Okay, so let's not red. Don't worry. Go back to orange. That's where we would turn orange if we close under there. I don't care if the wick goes down to $3. Not orange. It has to close under the 21 week. And you can still get rescued. Sometimes you have those little fake outs where you close under it, then you come right back out of it. But near is looking good. Just sideways consolidation. Like rectangular consolidation, right? This is a real pattern. Rectangle consolidation is more oftentimes bullish, and it usually leaves the direction which it came. So uptrend, pause, continue uptrend. Very likely. So we could go a little lower, but this low close is the odds of this pattern holding. So that close at 570. So I like our chances, unless Bitcoin hurts us again, right? Keeps hurting his own family. Bitcoin's a very abusive father. So there you go for near. Still looking good. Just sideways consolidation. The longer the consolidation, usually, no matter what you're looking at, the bigger the move is coming. So Bitcoin included in that move. So we'll see how that plays out. How's everything doing? It's been 20 seconds since we checked, but that could be a lot in crypto. 67.5, we're still all right. Injective still up double digits. Synapse still up double digits. Render back down a little bit, of course. Anything else up double digits? Still? Now that Bitcoin's back to where it was yesterday. A lot of alts still up a little bit. Trias, whatever the hell that is. Oh, Swift coin, that's up double digits. Hunter Biden, I don't know, we'll go with that. Up 10%. RSS3 up 11. I don't know why I'm naming all these double digits. Not many. There's only what, 5 or 6. All right, back to reality. Back to the chat. Why would that get delisted from Binance? It looks like a great chart. WNXM. Did we just chart that? That's like looks good. Yeah, I rated it green. Why the hell would they delist this? Seems odd. Looks like a good chart. Makes no sense. Next request, Athena. No history. We have another exchange, perhaps? Did I click the same exchange? All right, let's go to Binance. No. Is this really all it was? You can't be requesting coins that have no history. Makes no sense. How are we going to get anything out of that? If you're into new coins, like you're just holding it, right? You're just hoping that it skyrockets sometime between when you buy it and when you sell it. There's no point in trying to chart anything like this. No history. Yeah, I got nothing. I've tried 5 exchanges now. So, good luck. Right? I think you should have several coins like this. Some of them will likely skyrocket. Will this be one? Hopefully. But we can't chart this. Anybody that's trying to do TA on that is just might as well flip a coin. MDT. Another new one. I like when you request new ones, as long as it has some history. All right, okay, we're good. So then we can add to our coin charts. A lot of choppiness here, not much trend. Damn, a lot of history here. This guy's XRP vibes to me. Like, does a lot of stuff, but goes nowhere. Still at the 100 week, not looking spectacular here. We just crossed the 8 week under the 21. Rejection off the 21 2 weeks ago. Now back testing the 100 week. This is orange, and I mean, if it closes under the 100 week, you got to go red here. So this is the red pivot level. If it closes under that, but orange for now. So that's red. We'll check it again next week. But I mean, do you really? I mean, would you really want to be in something that just oscillates for 3 years? The same price it was in 2021. And when it goes, it doesn't even go that hard. Like, at least some coins go hard. That's 700%. That's not too bad. But that's like, nuke bottom to nuke top. What's it up in 2023? So the start of the bull run, it's still only up less than 3x. There's much better charts than this one. Just throwing that out. And certainly as of late. Hopefully you didn't buy the top. Down 60% in the past 3 months. And now looking pretty weak. All right, orange. Got to hold here though. All right. QI. All right. All right, looking better. Looks very similar to several coins we've done already today. We turn green right above here, 2.3. We're borderline testing the 21 week. Looking like a nice move. 700% for the pumps. That looks okay. 65% drawdown from the lows. Moving averages are all sideways though. See this? For the past like month or 2 months, it's just like this breeds like chop. So we could just kind of really just stay really in this zone. We could do this for a couple of months. So just be careful here. You got to get back above here, the 0.5. to really avoid that. So ideally, you'd like to see something like this, where you come back up and then you don't go back down. You got to break out of this. This would be like kind of the ideal bullish scenario to get rescued quick. Really, you'd want to hold somewhere in here over the next week or two and start to climb out, and then flip this to support, and then you can really make a run. 786, and you're probably going up. Still got some work to do though. Look at this. The 1618 is still only to the bear market highs. This is not really good. Right, mini coins are well above this. So I'd exercise extreme caution here. You got to do a 4x to get to your bear market highs. A little concerning there. All right. All right, everything's dropping. Prices dropping, people dropping. We'll wrap it up here. Seller. See how this looks. Okay, new request. All right, underneath the 200 week, bounce down. I mean, this was looking okay, but look at it, lost major support. This is why it's kind of nuked down here. I would go, that was really for orange. Or green, I should say. That was to hold the green level. So we're not in green anymore. Not in Kansas. And now I would argue we are actually maybe red here. Only 300% move on the high side. From the start of this bull run, we're only up 2x. Yikes. Moving averages curling down. We're still below the 200 week. Yeah, I'd probably throw this in the red chart. Because even though you're in a slight uptrend here, right? You have your low, your higher low, high, your higher high. Like this move is like not much. You're up very little in this whole run here. You're way under the 2021 high still. Hello. So like render and injective are like, that would be like this coin being at like 45 cents right now. Render and injective are like up here. Those are strong charts. This has an 8x to get to all-time high closes. Not great. And, you know, these pumps don't give me the warm and fuzzies that it can go hard when it needs to either. That's only 3x. If we did that again, just that strong again, that still only gets us like halfway up the mountain. So pretty concerning here. I think I would go red on this. I mean, we're underneath all moving averages. We've just broken major support at the 21 week. And it's just they're all bunched together. So I think red here. And maybe you're borderline orange, but like if you're like up in here, see if we can get a bounce, but that's red for now. Better to sell at a loss and switch coins, or hold and break even and deploy new capital to better coins? That's a good question. It's kind of up to you. But for me, from my perspective, I guess it just depends on which coin you would go to, which chart you're leaving. There's a lot of, it's not as cut and dry as you're asking there. I don't really know. I'd have to think about that one a little bit more, and I have to have a specific, you know, there's too many variables there. If it's a red chart, I don't think I would hold it much. Certainly if it looked like this, and if I bought maybe just right here, like also is like how much of a loss are you? Are you down 20% or 90%? Right, and then like is it $10 or 10,000? And do you need that 10,000, or are you already a millionaire? Like. There's different things. There's so many different scenarios. So that's not an easy question to answer. Appreciate the comment. I won't even try to pronounce your name, but AZ. We'll call you AZ. That's a mouthful. I can't do it. All right. Let's see. Dusk. Let's go look at what's Bitcoin doing now. Is it 67? Yeah, 67. As long as we're above 67, you have to be leaning bullish on Bitcoin and the whole market. Until we close under 67, don't even try to convince me that the bears are here. 67. 67K. I don't care what we do until we close under 67K. We are absolutely bullish per this chart. I mean, look at, how can you not see that? Resistance, resistance, breakthrough. Like, look at this. This is the level. The 50-day right there. Close under here. We've been here many days. This is the level. We're bullish in crypto until Bitcoin is under 67K with multiple closes. One day is not enough because we've seen what we can do the very next day if it wants to. So don't doubt it yet. Altcoins are still up way more than they were yesterday, even though Bitcoin's kind of right back to where it was. So I'm still bullish on Bitcoin. And then even on the weekly close, all we're doing is looking to close above 66.8, which is the red EMA 8. So 66.8 on the weekly. And I'm leaning 75K before 65K. Now, if 67K breaks, then we can talk about 65K is very likely. Okay. But until then, like, I favor upside. All right. To answer that question. All right. There was one more. Dusk. Is that another new one? It's a cool name. But cool names don't pay you. Just ask my name. I got a cool name, right? Shut up. Like, yeah, that's not a cool name, bud. All right, Dusk. Nice move. I mean, if I were just to guess, this is probably an H art just off the bat, but let's do some more checks here. Look at that. Look at that bounce off of the pandemic lows. That's pretty stellar. Wow. 12,000, almost 11, over 11,000%. Yeah, that paid someone last cycle. Was not me. Lows from this cycle so far. The highs, still knocking on the door of 900%. That's pretty great. Tests of the 21 week. I don't know what the hell happened these 2 weeks, but this is what I'm talking about. If you close 1 week under the 21 week, it's not like you're immediately shit canned. Like, you can rescue yourself, just like we did here. This is a perfect example. That's why you want 2 consecutive candles on anything to confirm your breakout, fake out, whatever. Break of support, break of resistance. You got to wait for 2. 2 candles. That's what you want. And then you can get your confirm. Confirm. I put the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable. Anybody know what that's from? That's from a great movie. Okay. Move down to the 8-week EMA. Absolutely bullish here. Still looking like a great chart. Would it make my top 10? Top 5 charts? Probably borderline. I like these moves. I like the separation, these moving averages as well. I also like when coins don't revisit their previous breakout levels. See how these high wicks didn't come all the way back down? That's a good sign to me. And then you can even paint this like the early bear market lows. Right, there's like a whole zone. And look how we flipped that to support. That's a good sign too. We're now battling, a lot of coins are battling this, like their 2022 highs, and kind of pivoted. A lot of coins pivoted right in that area, and that was the kind of their highs, which is not bad. It's just kind of normal, but you want to look for coins that aren't still down here and now like struggling to hold these support. Your coins that have already bounced and now looking to range high test again in the next couple of weeks, which this is included. And we'll go green on this one for now, at least. All right. Dusk. With that, I think we'll approach sunset on this video. Can't make this up. All right. Bitcoin, 67K, it's got to hold. Altcoins looking good. We need a top in Bitcoin dominance, damn it. And then we can get back to some Valhalla, Valhalla vibes. Alrighty then. Until tomorrow. We'll be back here tomorrow. 3 p.m., 3:30 Eastern time. We'll be here. Come get your requests in. Come hang out. Look at neon signs and Render t-shirts. I'll end it on that. Covering my shirt. All right. Happy whatever day it is.